What's going on, Canes fans? We are back with another episode of the Croot on the U, brought to you by the Scoop on the U. We have got ourselves a couple very, very good recruits and some recruits that were actually just visiting campus. Opening up tonight's show, we've got 2024 tight end out of Ohio who is a current LSU commit but just visited Miami, tight end Tavian Galloway. How you doing, Tavian?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing great, man. Thanks for taking the time to jump on here and let Canes fans get to know you a little better.
Yes, sir. No problem.
So, just tell us what it was like, man. What was the process like when you got to Florida, you got to campus? What'd you guys go through? Tell us the story.
Yeah, I had a pretty good time whenever I was in Miami for sure. So I arrived. I think about 2:30 whenever I got into Lauderdale, Florida, and then I Ubered about like an hour to get over to campus. So whenever I got to campus, I met up with Coach Fields, and I was really with him for the majority of my visit. He showed me a great time. He showed me lots of hospitality. I even got to sit down with Coach Cristobal. And we had a real good conversation, just talking about a lot of things, really just getting to know each other. Because getting to know people over the phone is different than being able to get to know them in person. But yeah, I had a good time. They showed lots of love to me, and they let it be known that even though they're going to respect my commitment from LSU, they're still going to recruit me heavy.
Field is one of those guys, man. I mean, he is just a tremendous recruiter. I'm glad you got a chance to sit down and really get to know him and Coach Cristobal, because both those guys, man, they attack recruiting hardcore.
Yeah.
What is your opinion then on Coach Field? What is your overall opinion, I guess you could say?
So far, me and him, we've been building a real good connection ever since they offered me. He's been in my phone, always hitting me up. But he seems like a real genuine guy. Even after getting to meet him, he seems like he's really cool and a person I could actually build a good connection with. Even if I wasn't the truth at school, that's a guy I think I could keep in touch for a while.
Outside of Cristobal, did you get a chance to talk with anybody else?
There's a few other members on the staff. I was able to speak to the wide receivers coach and some other guys. I talked to some defensive coaches too. They was just saying what's up to me. I talked to the strength and conditioning coach as well.
Oh, you got to meet Coach Feld, huh?
Yeah.
How did that go, man? That dude's full of energy, bro.
Yeah, definitely full of energy for sure.
It's not just on TV, man. That dude is like that 24/7. I've heard.
Yeah, he turned up.
What's your? I actually had that as a question on here to see if you'd met him. What is your overall feeling on Coach Feld? Do you think he's the type of guy that can really get you into the weight room and really get you motivated?
Oh yeah, that's definitely a guy that'll get me turned up. I love high energy guys just to be around them because it just makes my energy even more up there. So high energy pushes high energy for sure.
For sure. So, did any of the coaches you spoke with, did they say anything that really caught your attention?
To me, a big thing was really just how they talk about just like family. They really like was vocalizing just long-term relationships, even things beyond football. They was talking to me like it's real relationships and it's real love. It's way bigger than football down there, and that's one of the things that really caught my eye. Like Coach Fields was telling me about certain people on the coaching staff that he really felt like was really brothers to him, and that you could really just sit down and just let them know everything and just really build that deep bond with. And I feel like you need people like that on your coaching staff, on your team around you, just people like that in your village for sure.
Did you get a chance to, explore around campus and stuff and get to know campus a little better?
Yeah. Coach Fields took me around campus in a golf cart, and we just turned around the whole area. And the area of Miami, it really is beautiful. Really, I see why they call it paradise. It's just amazing. I took lots of videos and lots of pictures of just the whole area because being up in Ohio, we're not used to that. And whenever I went down there, I was loving the weather. It was like 70 something. And, here in Ohio, it's like 30s.
I feel you, bro. I feel you, man.
Yeah.
So, as far as, you getting a chance to see campus and getting to explore it, was there anything on campus that stood out to you that was like, wow, this is dope?
I mean, I liked how everything was really just close together. Everything seemed like easily accessible. Like campus is where it's at, and then anything else that you want to get to is just right outside of it. And I find like I find that's really nice, and I feel like there's just so much versatility in the area too. I seen all types of people, all types of different restaurant places, things like that. Yeah, I liked it. I
Yeah,
like the diversity.
yeah, a lot of culture in the area, bro. A lot of culture for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So, did you get a chance to tour the football facilities as well?
Yeah, I got to see some of the facilities. I got to see the weight room, the indoor facility. I got to walk around their whole room. They got a little gaming lounge that I was able to chill out for a little minute.
What do you think about the indoor practice facility?
I think it's nice. It looks beautiful in there for sure, and it felt good in there too. So I could tell that they keep the AC nice in there. But also they was telling me about how they got a new facility coming out. It's like over 100 million. I can't remember exactly the number that they said. You're building a huge facility, and they showed all the recruits that was there, like a little video of how it's going to look and everything. I think look nice for sure.
Yeah, man, they're about to drop some serious money into that for real,
Yeah,
like some serious coin.
yeah.
So earlier, Cristobal announced that incoming freshmen are going to need to play a role at Miami. How attractive is that to you to hear a coach that says he wants to give young players an opportunity to get snaps right away?
I think that like that's something for me that's great to hear. But I feel like that's how it should be. I feel like the best players should be on the field. The best athletes, the people that's working the hardest, should be on that field, regardless of the class. I mean, I feel like there shouldn't be no biasness towards it. So I love to hear that.
What do you consider the biggest strengths in your game, Tavion?
Um, I'll my biggest strengths I feel is just that I'm an all around threat in the receiving game. I feel like there's no DB or linebacker that could honestly stick me. No safety, no none of that. I feel like I'm really just dominant in that aspect with my speed, my length, and just everything in my just athletic ability to be able to go get that ball. I feel like it's just a mismatch.
Miami has committed a whole lot of money to this current staff, and they're committing money and time to Coach Cristobal to get things right. Is that an also important feature for you to know that a head coach is actually going to be around for a while?
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely a great thing to see, and just figuring out who Coach was. I really felt good things about him.
When it comes to building relationships with maybe some of the coaches you haven't had a chance to speak with yet, what would you want them to learn about you?
I really just want them to learn the real me and just really figure out who I am beyond football. Like I say all the time, like that's the biggest thing for me. Like you need people in your life that's gonna be there for a long time and have that real genuine connection with you that you can like live through beyond football.
Tavion, what separates you from the competition?
Um, I'll just say my faith in God for real. I got a big faith in God, and I feel like that really set me aside. I feel like I'm really highly favored, and I truly believe that. I truly believe I'm chosen to do what I do.
I love that answer, bro. I love that answer, man. Were any of the current Canes at the event this weekend?
Like players.
Yeah, current players.
Yeah. I seen a few players there, like the quarterback and everybody. I got to meet up with them, talk with them. I mean,
Okay.
I had a cool time.
You got a chance to meet a couple players. That's good. That's good, man.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious. Did any of these coaches on the staff, did they recruit you while they were at other schools before they got to Miami?
No.
Okay. Okay. So this was your first chance getting to really know all of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody on the staff, it was really like my first time meeting them.
Okay. Okay. What are some of the most important factors in choosing a college for you?
For me, well, obviously, I need to know that going to that college will be able to benefit me in the long run. With coming out with a good degree that I know can set me up for life, and being able to have job opportunities, and also a college that I know can get me right and the athletic side as well. My dreams to make the NFL. So that's the point I'm trying to get to, and I definitely want to go to a place that I know has the coaching staff that's able to push me to my peak.
So imagine you're sitting down, you're talking with a person who's never seen your film before, not somebody like me, someone who's never seen your film. How would you describe your game to them?
Um, oh, that's a good question. Let me think on that. I would say I'm just an explosive guy that can really just do it all, make big plays when you need it, and just like that guy you go to whenever you need it. That Mr. Trusty.
Who are some of your favorite players? Guys you look up to, maybe steal a little bit of their game.
So my favorite player whenever I was coming up and actually watching football was Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
But like right now, I say like current tight ends, I like Tyler Higbee. I like Travis Kelce. Them are guys I watch.
I can see how Travis Kelce matches your style really, really well, honestly.
Yeah. Travis Kelce, that's my favorite tight end in the league. Like, there's no other guy like him. He's tough.
Man, that dude's a different beast, bro.
Yeah.
I got 3 words for you, man. Miami Hurricanes football. What do those words mean to you after you visited?
To me, Miami Hurricanes football, that's a place where you, like, it's family, like I was saying earlier. Like, everybody there has that real, genuine love. And, especially for the game, like, everybody is there is just so hungry to win. Like, you can feel the energy when you're there. And, they're doing their job with recruiting. You see that they're already putting money, investing it into the program. And I just know by getting to know them, I can tell that carry on. Like the weight room, everybody's invested. I know everybody's just invested in everything. So people is really just invested and they're really into the process there.
So you're going to be moving into, a position to where you're going to be in a leadership role this coming up season. How do you want to show your leadership? Is it vocal? Is it by example? Is it a little bit of both?
So me, naturally, I'm more of a guy that just does it and then just shows how to do it. But I learned that more. I learned more towards this season, especially toward the end of it. Whenever our senior leader got hurt, that sometimes you got to be vocal. Sometimes you got to amp guys up. Even whenever they don't know how to do it by themselves, you got to really find out in every player for real, like what gets them going, and you got to get them activated and get them pumped up and just get them ready to kill.
When you're done with your senior season, what do you want your high school legacy to be? What do you want to be known as?
I want to be known as the guy. I'll say the guy that was never really given a chance by my own people, but I still made
it. Yeah. The come up, right?
Yeah.
Well, man, I got one last question for you here. It's a question I ask every single recruit I've brought on the show before. Why do you love the game of football?
Man, I love the game of football just because everything that you can do in it. It's really just, for me, the biggest thing I think about it is competing for me. I'm a big competitor, and just being able to physically dominate somebody, that's really just a big thing to me. I feel like it's such a fun thing that nothing else can give you, like the thing that the sport of football gives you. And it's really like, and I'm a big guy. Like, I like to be out there. Like, I'm not always just sitting there talking trash and everything. But like, if I'm going back and forth with someone else who's a big competitor, I love to talk trash to them, and they talk trash to me. Like, that's something that just not everything else gives you. And I just love that feeling about football.
One of the biggest things I hear from recruits is that they get to legally put hands on somebody else, and they enjoy that. Yeah. You don't have to worry about trouble or nothing like that. You can knock someone on their ass, and it's all good.
Yeah, hey, whenever you're on that green turf, man.
Well, man, before I let you go here, man, plug your social media accounts. Let the fans know where they can get a hold of you at.
Yeah, on Instagram, I am Tavion Galloway 13, TAYVION GALLOWAY 13. That's on Instagram. On Twitter, I'm just Tavion Galloway, and on TikTok, I'm Tate13 official.
Okay. Well, Tavion, man, this was a little bit of different interview. I haven't had a chance to give you like an official interview yet because this was just after your visit. But yeah. I would definitely love to have you back on here in the near future so we can do a full, real interview and I can really get down and ask you serious questions.
Yes, sir. I'm definitely down for that.
Well, man, thank you for your time tonight, man. And I'm glad to hear you enjoyed your time at the U. And we'll be talking soon.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
All right, guys, that was one of the biggest, most well-known tight ends in the 2024 class, Tavion Galloway. This kid is special. He is a playmaker. He is the essence of a playmaker. We've got ourselves on our next guest right now backstage. I'm going to bring him forward here. I think he's on mute for the moment. There he is.
Okay. Right.
It's all good, bro. Hey, man, Kobe, thank you for taking the time, man, to jump on here and get to know or let fans get to know you a little better. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. I appreciate you having me.
No doubt, man. Well, first off, I just want to introduce you to 4-star wide receiver from Pensacola Catholic in Florida out of the 2025 class. And I'm curious, Kobe, just tell us what it was like. Tell us what it was like at Miami this weekend. What did you get into? Just break it down for us.
Being back in Miami after I broke my leg, whatever, it was a real weird feeling, but it was good being there. Well, not injured at least, you know what I'm saying? And I never got to tour the campus around, so I got to tour the campus around going there, and that was pretty neat. Then Mark Cristobal saw me, pulled me to the side. I went to his office, and I was just talking to him about my rehab, whatever, and 707 and all that. And he was very glad, that I had healed up well, and my rehab had been going good.
What's your opinion on the defensive back coaches at Miami, Coach Adai and Coach DVD? Did you get to visit those guys?
Yes, sir, I did, but I didn't really get to talk to them. They seemed kind of occupied with other recruits or whatever. So I really just only talked to Mark Cristobal.
Hey, man, you're talking to Cristobal, bro. You're talking to the top dog still. Ain't nothing wrong with that,
Yeah.
While you were there, and just, absorbing everything and coaches giving speeches and stuff, was there anything that any coaches said that really caught your attention?
You know what I'm saying? Just really Mario Cristobal just having me in his office caught my attention, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people just don't get to talk to head coaches and all that and be pulled aside and get to sit there and just have conversations with the head coach. So that really is what got my attention.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt about it. Not like you mentioned, not every kid gets that opportunity. So the fact that he singled you out, that's a big one, man. That's big. You said you got to tour the campus a little bit. What'd you think about campus?
The campus was very neat. I had never toured it before, and I was just walking around like, wow, this campus is really neat.
Was there anything that really stood out to you?
Not really. So I didn't get a tour for a very long time. I just seen like a snippet of Miami, really.
Okay. Did you get to see the football facilities at all?
Yes, sir. I just seen the indoor facility, but I had already been in there for like the camp or whatever.
What do you think about the IPF, the indoor facility?
I mean, it's very nice, saying how like they have their legends on the board. I mean, not on the board, like on the walls or whatever, just looking around, and it's very neat.
Earlier, Cristobal announced that incoming freshmen are going to need to play a role at Miami, and I know you're still a year out, but how attractive is it to you to hear a coach that wants to give young players a chance to earn snaps right away?
Oh man, you know what I'm saying? I really want to play as a freshman, so Miami will always be high on my list, you know what I'm saying? Even him saying that just, makes it even better because trying to play as a freshman in college and not have to sit behind anybody.
Kobe, what are your biggest strengths in your game right now?
I feel like my biggest strengths is probably route running and speed right now.
Miami committed a lot of money to this current coaching staff, and they committed a lot of money to Mario Cristobal. Is it important to know that a head coach is actually going to be around for a while at the school you might possibly attend?
Yeah, that's a very good thing to know, you know what I'm saying? Because if you get there and then your head coach just leaves and now you're like stuck at a blank, like if you want to stay there, do you want to like enter the transfer portal? So that's a really good thing to know if your head coach is gonna stay there for a long time or not.
When you do get the chance to get to know the DB coaches a little bit better, when it comes to building relationships with them, what do you want them to know about you?
I want them to know that I'm a hard worker. I'm never gonna duck any work. You know what I'm saying? And I'll do whatever they need me to do. Like they need me to play special teams, I'll do that. Like whatever they need me to do, I'll do it because I'm doing it for the team. And you know what I'm saying?
Yep. Did you get a chance to meet any of the current Canes players while you were there?
No, sir. I don't think any players were on campus at the time.
Okay. I know there's a couple just floating around, but I know they didn't get really too involved, I don't think.
Yeah.
Did any of the coaches recruit you before, while they were at other schools? Did they recruit you at other schools before they got to Miami?
No, sir, I don't think so.
Okay, so this was your first chance, Gilly, getting to meet all these guys.
Yes, sir. Like, well, not necessarily. Like, before I went to the camp, whatever, they were hitting me up really hard, telling me to contact them or whatever. But like, after I broke my leg, whatever, they were contacting me, asking me if I was okay, or whatever. But before that, not really.
So after you broke your leg, were they in pretty steady contact with you?
Yes, sir. They were contacting me a lot, asking me how I was, how my rehab was going, how I was doing, and all that. Make sure I was good.
When it comes time to pick a college, what are some of the biggest factors for you in choosing a college?
I'd have to see their background, like how many like receivers they probably put in the league, whatever. The quarterback and the coaches, you know what I'm saying? With the coaches I've done, how many receivers they put in the league or what receivers they trained before me, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. So imagine you're talking to a person that has never seen your film before. They don't know anything about Kobe Howard. How do you describe your game to them? What do you want them to know about you?
I want them to know anytime that I touch the ball, this is probably more than likely going to be a big play, and I cannot be guarded one-on-one.
I love that answer, man. So who are some of your favorite players? Who are players you like to take a little bit of their game from or study?
I really, really like to study Justin Jefferson. That's the main person I just watch and study. Learn a lot from him.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he does it all pretty much. All right, man, I got 3 words for you since you just, we're on campus. I'm curious what they mean to you. Miami Hurricanes football. What does that mean to Kobe Howard?
Miami Hurricanes football, it means, just thinking about it, it means love, you know what I'm saying? Because the coach just showed me a lot of love. I broke my leg, whatever. And also, not to mention, it's my dad's favorite college team, you know what I'm saying? So Miami Hurricanes always be in my mind and always be high on my list.
Okay. During this next season that you're coming up on, what do you want to improve at the most?
I really want to improve on my stats, really, because I didn't get to play my sophomore year because I broke my leg, but my freshman year I only had like 70 catches and 808 yards. I'm trying to have like 1,500 yards or 2,000 yards and 20 plus TDs. You know what I'm saying? Type stuff.
I got you, man. Good goals. Shout out some of the coaches, man, or trainers, or anybody that's been helping you. Anyone you really want to show some love to,
I want to thank my dad. You know what I'm saying? My receivers coach. You know what I'm saying? I call him Coach JJ. He's around here. And I need to thank God and my mom.
Right on, man. Right on. Well, I got one last question for you here, Kobe. It's a question I ask every single recruit we bring onto the show here, man. Why do you love the game of football?
I love the game of football because playing it just makes me feel at peace. You know what I'm saying? Cause like when I broke my leg and I was just watching my team run to the field without me, that was a really hard thing to do, and it really hurt me. But then being able to strap back up after November 1st, running onto the field, my team, it was just an amazing feeling. And I scored my first touchdown, my first game back, and just being in the end zone again was just a feeling I can't describe.
So you got a chance to temporarily lose something that you love and then get it back. It makes you really appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Well, man, Kobe, I haven't had you on for, an official full out, interview yet, but I'd love to have you back on in the near future. This one, I just wanted to kind of focus on, the visit to Miami, but I definitely would love to have you on in the near future so we can break down a little bit more and get a little bit more in depth about your game.
Yes, sir. Anytime.
Well, thank you, Kobe. Once again, thank you for taking the time to let Canes fans get a little more familiar with you and have yourself a fantastic night.
Yes, sir. You too.
Talk to you later, Kobe. All right, guys, that was Kobe Howard, one of the best, in my opinion, best cornerbacks, defensive back, or excuse me, wrong with it, best wide receivers in his class. I was going to say he burns defensive backs and burns cornerbacks. One of the best wide receivers. He's studying wide receivers that actually match his style of game. So, I mean, he's on the right path, no doubt about it. Having Tavion on and having Kobe on was fantastic. I was supposed to have another big guest on tonight, but unfortunately things just didn't work out. But I'm already in contact with him. We'll get him back on. You guys will get a chance to talk with another 5-star recruit who will be talking to us about his recent visit. So expect that to come out here pretty soon. Like I said, I'm already in touch with him. Already getting other shows planned up for this weekend, you guys. So just stay tuned. And thank you to the Canes who joined tonight, man. Once again, it's all about the U. Go Miami. Go Canes.